The easiest way to identify an ash tree is to look at the bark, and you see a diamond-shaped pattern in it. This is as the tree gets older, it becomes more prominent, the diamond-shaped bark, and then especially on the branching, you notice the opposite branching here. This is very unique to a few trees, and an ash tree is one of them, so that's a good way to tell if you've got an ash tree. So you start to see the tree dying back up the top. Usually the beetle and the larvae like attacking the smaller branches first because the bark's thinner and it's easier for them to get in. So you see the tree start dying back. Later stages, when it's really got no leaves and other ones have got leaves, you'll notice epicormic shoots. Parts of the tree will just start trying to throw out branches and leaves. So it's fighting for its life, basically trying to create more photosynthesis, and it's died back from the center. And then eventually, when it's really long gone, you'll see a telltale D-shaped exit hole. So that by that time, once it's down here and you can see a hole like that, the tree's thoroughly infested with the beetles. So unfortunately, it's going to get every last tree in the city at some stage. So the city's been treating some trees and removing some, which we think's abated it a little bit, but there's plenty of private trees in the surrounding cities, and it's definitely well established in Des Moines and the surrounds, so now it's a matter of time. Best thing is to make a decision whether you're going to keep the tree or treat it, because if the tree gets infested with the beetle, it'll become more difficult to remove and it costs more. So you really got to kind of get an arborist and make a decision on what you want for the future of the trees. So really there's only one option for treating it, and that is to use the imamectin benzoate chemical to be put into the tree for it to survive. Otherwise it's gonna perish at some stage, and then you're looking at anywhere from, could be $500, could be $1,000, depending on the size of the tree. It's going to vary from place to place. And then once the tree does perish, the money could cost a lot more, because it's going to be a lot harder to get to the tree, or you can't climb it any longer to get rid of it. So a tree like this would generally be around maybe $100, maybe $120, and then the chemical is good for 2 to 3 years. You got to treat it for the rest of its life, so you got to factor that in. My ash tree in my backyard, I'm happy to do that. It provides a lot of shade. I really like it. It's a big tree. You can't replace it. Like, it costs crazy money to try to transplant a tree that big. So it's a price I'm willing to pay, and there's a lot of economic benefits that come with a tree. So it's intercepting a lot of rainwater, stormwater, things like that. Increases the value of your property. So there's numerous benefits that, to me, it outweighs the money that I'm spending on it, but to some people that might be a factor that it's going to cost them too much.